Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today is an exciting video. I'm going to be sitting down and going through all the paperbacks and ebooks that I wanted to read this year but didn't. You guys, I just got my new OODIE in the mail. This is the second OODIE I've ever owned, and let me just say the longevity in these is amazing. It's a wearable fucking blanket, bitch. The OODIE seems to be like a staple in the bookish community. Like every baddie, every romance reading baddie loves to curl up on the couch, film their reading vlogs in their OODIEs. OODIE is the perfect gift to give, and it's also the perfect gift for yourself, especially if you're like me and you just love being comfortable and warm and cozy all the time. The OODIE is the cutest way to be keeping warm this winter. I also have a discount code as well, which is just more to merry, all caps 15. Reading never felt so good. In bed, on the couch, walking around the house, wearing your OODIE, you feel like you're floating on air, bitch. It's that comfortable. I'll leave the link down below to the OODIE website and this specific one that I got for myself, okay? So if you're interested, link will be down below. It is so thick and cozy and warm. It's delicious. I oftentimes film book hauls and TBR videos, and I never actually end up reading the books I mentioned in those videos. Why is that? Because I'm a mood reader and I just go with the flow, baby. I go with the flow. But there is so many books that I was planning on reading this year that I didn't get around to reading, and I just thought I'd shout them out, okay? I'll give them some limelight. Let's talk about the books that I didn't read, which, you know, I should have read them. Why didn't I? I don't know. As readers, we just genuinely don't have enough fucking time. If I could lock myself in a room all day, every day and read, I would. I would totally do that, but life goes on and we can't neglect our priorities. This series that I'm going to talk about has been on my TBR for so long. Don't know why I didn't read this. It was like my #1 priority at the beginning of the year, but it's this series by Tomforde. The first book is called Mile High. Then we have The Right Move, Poured Up, and the newest, which was released not long ago, I believe, Play Along. I see this series everywhere, okay? This is definitely one of those series that has become a lot of romance readers ride or die. They are obsessed with it. I actually did try to start The Right Move like 2 years ago, I want to say, like a year and a half ago, and I couldn't get into it. And then I also tried to read Mile High, but during that time of my life I was in a pretty hectic reading slump. I was also dealing with depression. That definitely factored into why I didn't continue on with the series and didn't continue on with the book. Like when I say I tried to read it, I mean I read the first 2 paragraphs. Mile High, from what I've gathered, sports romance. I think they're all sports romances, to be honest, but this one particularly, I know for a fact is a sports romance about a hockey player or basketball player. Okay, I don't know the facts. The facts aren't fact checking. I also own Mile High on Audible. So I own a paperback, ebook, and Audible. It is there, ready to go when the time is right. I feel like this may be one of the first series that I actually dive into in 2025. I know I said that at the beginning of this year, but I'm promising myself that if I'm gonna read a sports romance, we're going here. We're going here. I also think this series features a bunch of different tropes. Like I think there's single dad. I think there's like marriage of convenience even. I don't know. I'll definitely have to read it, which is the point of this video. I'm bummed that I didn't get around to reading it this year, but it's on my shelf and it's ready to go. I also freaking love the covers. I do. I think they're gorgeous. They're really unique and stunning, darling. Butcher and the Blackbird is another book that I purchased this year that I really wanted to get around to reading, but I know it's just not going to happen. Like, it's the first week of December, baby. I'm reading a couple of Christmas things right now, and I just know I will not be getting around to this year. Dark romance comedy. Like, that's what I hear about it, that it's like a dark rom-com, which is such a unique twist. And I believe it's also about serial killers. Now, the serial killer trope is a trope that I don't actually like a lot of the time. There's very few novels that I've read with the serial killer trope that I have enjoyed. Just because, like, I'm not about romanticizing serial killers. I don't know, I'm a bit weird about it, okay? I can read a mafia novel, but a serial killer one? The difference with like mafia and like criminal syndicate romances is like they kind of just kill the bad guys, where I don't know if the serial killer in this novel kills just the bad guys. I'm pretty sure they're both serial killers and they kill people together. Interesting. This is definitely a book that I want to read sometime soon, but it just didn't happen this year. Next up is The Hollow Boys. Okay, The Hollow Boys by Monty J. I've only got 2 of the paperbacks here. I have started The Lies We Steal. I actually began a reading vlog featuring this novel like a few months ago, and I don't know what happened. I did like it. Like, I've even annotated and tabbed the first book, and I jumped ahead when I bought the first book and got the second book, which is The Truths We Burn? Yes, The Truths We Burn. Oh my god, this matches my oodie. What a vibe. Everyone's mum, cat, dog, cousin, pet fish, pet sperm loves The Hollow Boys. I love Monty, just Monty in general, the author. I slide into their DMs all the time. And I won't lie, their newest novel, Wrath of Exile, has been definitely eye-fucking me. Yeah, I've been seeing it in my Kindle suggestions and I'm like, okay, I need to finish this series. So this is on my TBR for next year. This is not necessarily a TBR video for next year, but it's sounding like it. Anyone that hasn't read The Hollow Boys, because I have started the first book, I can tell you it's like Secret Society-esque, like definitely dark academia kind of vibes. We've got like a town that is full of secrets, and we've got like old money people that run the town, and there's a group of boys who are related to the old money and they are up to mischief, bitch. But the first book opens up with the Hollow Boys investigating the murder of one of their girlfriends. So it's super cool. Like, the vibes and the writing style like is really awesome. So I really want to dive into these as soon as I can. It's so unfortunate that I couldn't show them love this year. Next up we have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Kennedy Ryan, hands down, is one of my favorite authors of all time. Like, she truly is magnificent at what she does. Like, there are some authors that you're like, your purpose is to tell stories and to teach at the same time, and Kennedy does that. There's so much emotional investment in a Kennedy Ryan book. Like, if you're going into Kennedy's books, you may have a fun time, absolutely, but it's gonna hit so differently because she definitely tugs on heartstrings. She's not an author that I read back to back, that's for sure. She's the author that I go to and I'm like, I need to feel. I need to feel. There are so many of her books that are my all-time favorites. Like, Ride or Fucking Dies. I love her so much. She's just a beautiful human being that I could kiss. This Could Be Us is the second in the Skyland. Oh my god. Is it the Skyland series? I really hope I said that correct. The first book, Before I Let Go, is one of my ride or dies. Like, for life. Like, I want to be buried with that book. It's so good. And this one is the second book in the series. We deep dive on Soledad, which you met her in the first book. And I believe the third book is coming out next year, like 2025. So I should really get around to reading this before that next book comes out. Five Brothers by Dougie Baby. Another one that came out this year that I really wanted to read that I never got around to reading. Everyone said that I was going to love this novel because I am such a Credence fan. Like, Credence, I still think about Credence. I read that 4 years ago and I still think about that book. Like, I don't give a fuck if you hate that book. I don't care what you say, bitch. That is a masterpiece in the taboo romantic genre. And I feel like Five Brothers is going to be no different from the title, Five Brothers. And I did actually read like the first chapter and I know I'm going to love it. I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. Let me know if you've read Five Brothers and if you rate it. I need to know. I need to know if you rate this. Is it as good as Credence? I feel like nothing can top Credence because Credence was one of those books that I read around about the time that I started reading romance. So it just injected into my fucking brain and turned into brain matter because I read it during a time that I was new to reading, so it really stuck with me. I don't know if Five Brothers will give me the same vibes. Dishonestly Yours by Krista Becker Ritchie is another book that I really wanted to read this year. It was really high on my priority list. Like when it came out, I went to buy it straight away. And I don't know why I still haven't read it. But, you know, I'm not a massive fan of the Addicted series, of, you know, what I've read of the Addicted series. For some reason, we all know, it's well established on my channel, that Lily and Lo just didn't hit the way that I wanted them to hit. And I just have never returned to the series. But when I saw, like, the snippets and the release date and, like, the announcement on this novel by them, I was like, this sounds perfect. Though I haven't seen a lot of people hype it up, and I don't know if people just don't love it as much as they love the Addicted series. If you've read this and you're an Addicted series fanatic, let me know if you love this just as much. But it's about two sisters that are con artists and they're like on the run. And then the brother, the stepbrother, the cousin, someone comes looking for them. There's like lies and messy, toxic shit going on. That's all I know. And it sounds like me. Not me as a person, but like my direct reading taste. Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher was another book that I really wanted to get around to reading this year and didn't. I've never read anything from Lauren Asher. We know this. I feel like I've said that in like every recent video recently. Every recent video recently? You get what I'm saying. The cover is me. Like, if I was to be a cover, this would be me. It's a single dad nanny trope, which I haven't read in such a long time. It's such a fat fucking book though, but I do own it in paperback and ebook form because I bought both. Because I do that. I do that. And I have not seen one bad review about this book. Not fucking one. Not one. I really wanted to read this year. Do you think I could do it? Do you think I could do it? I continued on with the Magnolia Parks universe this year and I got 70% into The Long Way Home and I had to take a break, which we will circle back to. People are curious to why I took a break, but I had to stop with this for a minute and take a moment. I didn't end up finishing The Long Way Home or starting and finishing Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. I love the original covers. I actually have both sets because I'm that bitch. And I also want to get the hardbacks, but I feel like that would be overkill, especially for a series that I'm so undecided on. We'll get to it yet again. But I just love the covers. But yeah, I didn't get around to finishing The Long Way Home or Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. And obviously the last book of Magnolia and BJ, which is Into the Dark. Honestly, look how fat that fucking book is, bitch, what? This is a series that has traveled a long time with me. From 2021 till now. And I still haven't finished it. But again, I don't want to keep repeating myself. We will get to a Magnolia Universe video. That is one of my top priorities of 2025 is a Magnolia Universe video where we deep dive. You know, I give you all the fucking tea. My thoughts, feelings, and emotions on this goddamn series. Throne of Glass was another series that I actually started but didn't finish. And I didn't get far into this book. But again, I was going through like a really weird reading slump. And I started it because I thought, you know, I love ACOTAR. And ACOTAR I actually reread this year. And I thought, you know, I was so obsessed with that. Maybe this would help me get out of the reading slump that I was in during that period of time. But the problem is, Throne of Glass has so much fucking world building. And I was just like, snooze you lose, bitch. Like, I could not. I know it's going to be good. I know I'm going to love it. But to get through the first couple of books, if you're Throne of Glass baddies that are obsessed with this, please tell me why it takes 3 books for the series to get good. Answer me in the comments, please. Because in my mind, if a book takes 3 fucking books until it gets good, it's not a good series. But again, I can't judge because I didn't get past like this far. But yeah. This was meant to be my Throne of Glass year, and it ended up not being my Throne of Glass year. I've got a ton of books that I know I want to fucking read next year, including all these ones. But if you want to see a tibia of like the books that I'm dying to read, in the new year, let me know in the comments below and I can film that ASAP Rocky, honey. There's some Chloe Walsh books on there. The Carter Kids. Have you guys read The Carter Kids? Everyone says if you're like binding, keeping, saving, like the whole Tomboy series, if you're obsessed with that, you need to read The Carter Kids. And I've got it on my Kindle and I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. It's got like 8 books or something ridiculous. Please let me know in the comments below as well if you've read The Carter Kids, because I feel like that's going to be a series for me. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed today's video, thumbs it up. Don't forget about my OODIE discount, baby. I'll leave the links down below. I'll also leave the links to all of these books as well, so if you want to pick them up for yourself, right there for you to click and shop easy. I'm here to make your life easier when it comes to reading romance. I hope you guys have a good day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you next. Bye.